Hey y'all, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my top tips on how to maintain a tidy home. Before we jump straight into the video, I'm going to go ahead and address my hair. Yes, I did get my hair cut a couple of days ago. I knew that I wanted to get it cut. I generally get my hair cut once a year. I've just been maintaining a cut, not dyeing it or bleaching it or anything like that. And I thought this year I was gonna try something new. I don't like it. That's not knocking the hairstylist that did it. I just don't feel like this haircut is for me. Plain and simple, I look just like my mother now. My mom rocks this haircut. To a T, rocks this haircut. I will insert a side-by-side of me and my mother right here. Yeah, the second I got bangs, everybody was commenting, "Oh my God, you look just like your mom." And that's not knocking my mom either. That's totally fine. I love my mother. But this just isn't what I was going for. And that's okay. Hair grows. I'm not that picky of a human. It ain't gonna bother me none. I'm not gonna get it cut again until February of next year. So, it is what it is. Anyway, I could ramble on and on and on about my hair, but we're not gonna do that. Let's just jump into the cleaning tips. If you are like me, and you constantly want a tidy home, like you don't want the kind of house that if somebody calls you and says, "Hey, I'm coming over," you've got 10 minutes and you're busting your hind end to try to clean the house, these tips are really gonna help you. That's not to say that I'm not that person that's busting their hind end 10 minutes before somebody shows up to my house, because I find myself in that position sometimes. So even I can learn from these tips. And I just want to put a little disclaimer in there. I don't have children. At all. So my dirty, messy house might not look like your dirty, messy house because I'm not cleaning it and then having a toddler come behind me and unclean it. So believe me, I totally understand that I am in a different realm because I don't have children. I don't know what it's like to clean with children, but just that little disclaimer. Also, some of the tips that I have that are my suggested to not do might be something that you do and works well for your family. If that's you and one of these tips are things that you do that I say don't do because it doesn't work for me, let me know down in the comments below. Let's start a conversation about it. I want to know what works for you and your family. And I also would love it if you would leave your tips for a tidy home down below as well. Let's go ahead and get on to the tips. I've said that like 3 times now. Let's actually do it this time. One of my first tips is to clean as you go. And this applies to dishes, laundry. That's kind of an overall tip, to clean as you go. People who have a constantly tidy home are generally tidying up all throughout the day. For example, when it comes to dishes, I don't have a dishwasher. I have to hand wash those dishes. It makes it so much easier for me if, let's say, I make a sandwich and I eat my sandwich and I have a dirty dish. I have a dirty plate, I have a dirty knife because I use mayonnaise. Whatever the case may be, I have a couple of dishes. I will, instead of just sitting those in the sink and waiting till the sink fills up to wash my dishes, I will go ahead and wash those dishes and put them in the dish drainer. That makes it so much easier for me. It looks so much more aesthetically pleasing. I don't have dirty dishes. It's just great for me. And it keeps me from standing at the sink for a full hour trying to do a load of dishes. Now, again, I'm not saying that I don't do that sometimes. Sometimes your girl just wants to let them pile up. But we're talking about keeping a tidy home consistently. Another clean as you go is, if you're like me and my husband, we typically eat right here in the living room. This is where we'll eat lunch. This is where we'll eat dinner. This is where we bring snacks. This is where we sit. And if you don't clean as you go, you can have like 3 water bottles piled up and a plate over here and a wrapper here, and all of a sudden you have a bunch of hoarding of trash right where you've sat down to eat. So what we like to do is every time we are finished, we don't necessarily jump up immediately and take it to the kitchen, but let's say one of us has to use the bathroom. We stand up, we have to go through the kitchen to the bathroom. So whoever stands up to go to the bathroom will take all of the accumulated stuff that's in here with them to the kitchen on their way to the bathroom. It makes it so much easier to just take it when you go. You don't have to purposefully get up and take it and that be the reason you got up to make the trip. Like I said, You can be on your way to the bathroom and just take it with you. It keeps a tidy home, it keeps it clean, and you don't have trash piled up all up in your living room, which happens to us when it comes to our nightstands. We like to take water and like a little snack to bed, and sometimes that water bottle or that wrapper will lay on that nightstand for days. And it's not just that water bottle. Like I said, we take a water and a snack to bed almost every single night. So all of a sudden we're playing Jenga with water bottles and wrappers because we haven't just taken them through to the kitchen. So a habit that I have created that we like to do is in the morning when we rise, we will take everything out of our bedroom through to the kitchen and put it where it's got to go. Another tip that might work well is having an actual garbage can in your bedroom. So before you go to sleep, you can throw your wrappers in it, and then you just wait till that garbage can gets full, you tie the little knot and you throw it out. That tip works well too to keep a tidy home. Another tip that I have that actually involves dishes is when you're cooking. I like to cook and clean as I go. So let's say I'm cooking macaroni and cheese, I will discard all of the packaging to that mac and cheese and get everything prepped and ready. I'll mix it all in the pot that I have. I will not remove it from that pot to put it in a bowl to then put it in someone else's bowl. I don't have a serving bowl. In this house, if you're ready for dinner, you're making your plate out of the skillets it was prepared in, because there's absolutely no sense for me to plate it into a bowl for my husband to then just get it out of that bowl to put it onto a plate. And the next thing I know, I'm washing 14 bowls. I got 12 plates. It's just a mess. So what we do is we just plate from the skillet. It minimizes mess. It saves me time. Again, I don't have a dishwasher. And even if I did have a dishwasher, I find this super helpful because who wants to be washing 14 bowls? Even if it isn't a dishwasher, who wants to do that? Not me. My next tip is about laundry. If there's one thing I hate more than dishes, it's laundry, because those are the two never-ending chores. Dishes and laundry. Drives me cuckoo bananas. I am really bad for letting the laundry all pile up through the week, washing it all in one day, and never putting it away, because it's not hard to wash and dry. I got a washer and dryer for that. Putting it away, however, I hate doing it. I hate folding laundry. I hate hanging laundry. I hate laundry. So what I would find myself doing is I would do all of these loads in one day, bring them upstairs, dump them all onto the bed, and then I would never put them away. So when nighttime rolls around, me and my husband can't find the bed for our clothes. So we're just scooping all of the clothing back into these baskets. And it's just a revolving door. We're picking out of these baskets. My husband's asking, is this the clean basket or the dirty basket? Is this clean or is this clean? We're having to do the sniff test on things. It's sad, it's depressing, and it's not good. So my tip is to do one load of laundry every day. Now, your girl don't sort laundry. My mother hates this. My mom is OCD. I'm sure most people like to sort their laundry. I am not one of them. The only thing I do sort out are blankets and sheets. And that's just because they're so big I can't wash anything else with them. Because truthfully, if I could probably wash something else with them, I most likely would. Now, that's not to say I don't try to wash towels and washcloths together. Sometimes I do. But for the most part, I ain't separating my clothes. Not even whites, which my mother says makes my whites look dingy, but we're not gonna go there. One thing that I have found that works well for our family is by doing one load of laundry a day. When my husband gets home from work in the afternoon, he will immediately take a shower before dinner and change into his night clothes. And I will generally have taken a shower right before he gets home so that I'm already in my night clothes before dinner. It's just kind of our nighttime routine. And what I'll do before we eat dinner is I will take that basket that's got the 2 towels, the washcloths, and whatever we've worn that day, straight to the washer. I put it in the washer, I wash it, I dry it, and I put it away, all in the same night. My husband gets home usually around 3 o'clock because his hours are 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., which works well for our family. So I understand that if you have a different work schedule or you get home a little bit later or you work night shift, you'll have to tweak this to work best for you. but I would suggest doing 1 load of laundry a day, unless you're one of those beast mode people who have a laundry day and you get it done and you do it right. I just am not one of those people. So if that's you, kudos to you. You're rocking it. You're amazing. Your girl here just ain't. No. The clothes never get put away that way. So that's my tip. Do 1 load of laundry a day. My next tip is all about garbage. We use those jumbo bags that you get at Costco. I've only made 1 Costco trip in my entire life, and it was with a friend to see if I actually liked the store. And I bought these jumbo bags. They're clear and they're amazing. We just don't use enough garbage through the week to fully fill one of those up. And I do Sunday meal preps, and it involves a lot of chicken. And the last thing I want to be doing is putting my chicken extras in the garbage and letting it sit there until that bag gets full. What we like to do is every time we go to the grocery, obviously you get bags for your groceries. You come home and everybody usually either has a drawer for your bag or a cabinet for your bags. Regardless, somewhere in your house you've got like a buttload of bags. It's just the truth. Unless you're one of those people who shop at like Aldi or Trader Joe's and you take your bag and you're really eco-friendly, you might not have a bag drawer or a bag cabinet. But we do. So what I like to do is take those bags and I will put my little chicken stuff in there, tie it up, and immediately take it out to the trash. So that way it's out of my house, it ain't stanking nothing up, it's not gross, it's perfect. And we like to, in the bathroom, put multiple bags, so when one's full, you just tie it up and there's a perfect little bag underneath it. That's another way to keep your bathroom really tidy. And once the bag is full, I will tie it up and put it on the front porch immediately. That way it's not sitting there, it's not smelling up the house, and when my husband comes home, he just picks it up off the porch and puts it in our outside trash can. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes I'll take it all the way out there to the trash can. Sometimes I don't want to. Sometimes I don't want to put shoes on and walk all the way out there. Sometimes it's just easier for my husband, who already got his boots on, is already in his jacket and his outdoor clothes, to just pick it up off the porch and put it in the trash can. So, that's what works. That's what we do. Another tip that I have is to minimize how many knickknacks you have. My mom and my nana, God love them. There is not a surface in my mother's house that doesn't have like an angel statue, a picture frame, a little knickknack, a little this, a little that. It makes dusting an absolute nightmare. You're having to pick everything up, you're having to clean all of it off. It's just, it drives me nuts. So if you've ever watched one of my cleaning videos and you notice that this house doesn't have a lot of stuff in it, it's because I don't like a lot of stuff. I don't need 14 angel statues that have different colored dresses. I don't need little knickknacks here, little knickknacks there. I don't need all of this crazy home decor. I'm just not that person. I do like a little bit of home decor. I like certain things, but I don't like copious amounts of just stuff just to say that I have stuff. It makes life so much harder, like I said. So my tip is minimize the knickknacks, save yourself time when it comes to dusting, and you'll find that you don't have to dust quite as often because there's not tons of crap to dust. It's a win-win. Another little cleaning tip that I have also has to do with garbage is to clean your trash can out once a week. I'm telling you, it will keep your house from having that smell, that garbage, that funk. It keeps your house from getting that. And also put newspapers or paper towels in the bottom of your trash can so that if your bag leaks, it will be absorbed by the paper at the bottom of the can. That also helps reduce the smell. My next tip is actually a rule in our house, and it's the one-touch rule. For example, I generally like to clean room by room. My ADD does sometimes kick in. I'll be cleaning a little bit of this, I'll end up in here. It's a thing. But for the most part, I prefer to clean room by room. It helps me out. But let's say I'm in the kitchen and there's something in there that I need to bring to the living room that's on our kitchen table. instead of moving it from the kitchen table to the counter and then bringing it to the living room, I will immediately pick it up and take it to where it belongs. Another example of this is when we come home from somewhere. Instead of walking through our front door, throwing my purse on the dining room table, throwing our jackets on the table, and leaving our shoes at the door, we immediately take those things and put them where they're supposed to go. Our shoes come off the second we walk through the door. We put them where they're supposed to go, right by the door. We'll walk through to the bedroom, take our jackets off, hang them up, and I put my purse by my bed. One touch rule. I'm not gonna throw it on the dining room table, just I have to come back, pick it up, and take it to where it has to go. My next tip is actually from my last tip, and that is to take your shoes off the moment you come through your door. This will prevent you from tracking mud through your house, spreading germs all over your house. You don't know what you've walked through outside those doors. Especially if you have kids, you don't want to be tracking that through the house because a floor is a kid's domain. And you just don't want to be tracking that through your house. And this keeps you from having to sweep and mop as often, which is perfect. My next tip is to buy one of those Swiffer sweeper things with the dry cloths. And every night before I go to bed, I'll put a cloth on that Swiffer and I will work my way through the house. I have hardwood floors all the way through here. I used to vacuum every single night, and that got old real quick. So now I vacuum like twice a week, and I will just Swiffer every single night before I go to bed. It keeps my floors relatively clean. I don't know how I have so much dust that comes up through these floors, but I do. And my house requires a good Swiffer every single night. And when you wake up in the morning and you're barefoot and you're walking through your house, you're not stepping on all those like crusty things, and you can't feel it on the bottom of your feet because you Swiffered the night before. Give it a try. You'll thank me. This next tip can kind of correlate to some of the other tips, but it's anything that takes less than a couple minutes, do it now. Just like washing your dish immediately when it hits the sink. If it just takes a couple minutes, do it right then and there. I feel like that one encompasses most of the tips that I've given you already, but I like stating it that way because it's a very broad statement, which means that you can customize it to what fits you and your family the best. My last tip is to come up with a cleaning routine for yourself. Come up with a cleaning schedule. What day are you going to do what? You might not always stick to that routine, but it does give you a good general baseline for how to clean your house. I do have a weekly cleaning routine on my channel. I'll have that link down below so y'all can see what I do each day. And I'll be honest, I don't always follow it to a T, but it's a structure that I have given my cleaning routine, which helps me to keep a clean and tidy home. They have multiple printables that you can find on Pinterest. I don't print those off because I actually customize ours, and it is usually hanging up on my refrigerator. That way I can see, okay, it's Tuesday, this is what I have to do this day. And that keeps me on track, and that helps me keep a clean and tidy home. Okay guys, that is it for this video. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. Also hit that little notification bell so that you can get notified whenever I upload a video. If you all have any tips and tricks that you would like to share with me, don't forget to drop those down in the comment section below as well. I hope you all are having a beautifully blessed evening, morning, noon, night, no matter what time it is, wherever you are when you're watching this. I genuinely hope it's blessed. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.